What did you do yesterday, Mr. Hearn?
What?
Yesterday, what did you do?
Why, I went to the theater in the afternoon. I played bridge in the evening.
But yesterday was Tuesday. There were no matinees. You're sure it wasn't the other way around?
Oh, yes, I guess it was.
What was the play?
I can't remember the title. It wasn't very good.
Too bad. How'd you come out at bridge?
Let me think.
Quickly.
Well, I can't remember.
You lost, didn't you?
Yes, I lost.
How much?
How can I remember? I played bridge every day.
You've been losing a lot lately, haven't you?
Yes.
Playing badly?
I suppose so.
Forgetting what cards are out and what's been bid.
Why do you ask me all these silly questions?
I told Dr. Parsons I'd try to make a diagnosis.
Then all this talk... You've been examining me, haven't you? Watching everything I say, every move I make.
Yes. Do you mind?
Well, I guess it's all right.
Thank you.
Well, what have you discovered?
I don't know. I'd like you to put yourself in my hands for a few hours to make a complete test. Would you do that? Will you?
Oh, I'm going to surprise myself. I'll do it.
Field, I thought you'd never finish.
It took a little time, Doctor.
You've missed your train, of course.
Train? Oh, yes.
Well, how is she? Did you find anything?
She has everything to live for, hasn't she? Money, position, everything.
What's the matter? Well, don't stand there looking at me like that. What is it?
Glioma. Brain tumor.
Good God. Where?
Temporal and parietal lobes. She has a right visual defect.
Is it, can we operate?
Yes.
Will you do it?
Yes. Probably won't help much.
She'll be an invalid?
No, there'll be a recurrence in about 10 months. A short period of blindness. That'll be the signal.
The signal?
For the end.
Oh.
She'll die within 10 months.
With a strange willingness which she herself did not understand, Judith placed herself in Steele's hands and underwent the difficult operation. But she still doesn't know that her cure is only temporary, that certain death is waiting for her before a year is gone. In her hospital room, she's propped up in a wheelchair by the window, gazing up at Steele, who stands in front of her.
And I'm going home in a week, you promise?
I promise.
Oh, I'm glad. It'll be grand to be home again. There's so much I want to do.
You'll have to go easy, Fro.
Oh, I will. What about riding?
Well, not for a while.
But soon.
I hope so.
You'll come to see me, won't you? Of course you will. You're going to come often.
I'm surprised you want me.
Oh, I've forgiven you, Doctor. Everything you said. I'm feeling very noble just now.
Are you?
Mm-hmm. I guess everyone feels that way after flirting with death. Was I brave, Doctor?
You were very brave. You'll always be, I think.
Thank you. I like to believe I was, anyhow. I'd like you to feel I was worth the trouble.
Trouble?
Dr. Parsons told me you were planning to leave the morning I came to you.
Oh, that was nothing.
Well, I just want you to know that I appreciate it, that I'm grateful to you. You know, it's funny, I never had faith in anyone before. Not real faith like I have in you. What have you done to me, Doctor, besides effecting a cure? What are you thinking about?
I'm thinking you'd better go back to bed. You've got a lot of resting to do before you leave here. I'll drop in again in the morning. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor. Give him a good rub Stanwyck.
Yes, miss.
How are you, Martha?
I'm stunned. Is this really you?
Yes.
Well, Alice told me you were out riding. I thought she'd been drinking.
Did you just get here?
10 minutes ago.
Oh, you must be the first. Come inside. I've got a lot to tell you.
Who else is coming?
Oh, it's a big weekend. Harker, Les Clark, the Todds, Mabel, Jerry Levitt for you, and Dr. Parsons.
To lend a medical flavor.
Go ahead, Martha.
Anyone else?
Well, I mentioned Fred Steele, didn't I?
You very pointedly did not.
Well, he's coming, of course.
I've rather bitter memories of Dr. Steele. He's very rude.
Oh, he's not really. He's marvelous when you get to know him.
You seem to know him quite well.
I'm trying to.
You've been pretty hard hit, haven't you?
I'm in love with him.
And he? That's always the first question one asks.
I don't know. He's so hard to see into. Oh, he's conscious of me. I affect him pleasantly, and he may be in love with me. But if he is, he doesn't show it.
Why couldn't the Spaniards or the French have landed on Plymouth Rock instead of the Puritans?
Well, he enjoys being with me, I know that. And he's opened my eyes to a new world. He's the first thoroughly fine person I've ever come close to. What's the matter?
English is your common tongue. What else have you in common?
Oh, don't joke about this, Mother.
I'm not joking.
If I married him, I could teach him.
Well, my pet, get him if you can, and my blessings. Only, remember the man who went hunting with a butterfly net and routed out a panther.
A panther. Yes, that would be just the thing for my farm.
Farm? You have no farm.
Oh, but I might have one of these days in Vermont, darling. Fred, come in. Oh, I didn't expect you until dinner time.
I thought I'd come early if you didn't mind.
Oh, I'm glad you did. We can have a talk before the crowd gets here. Sit down.
I'd like that. I may not see you again for quite a while.
Why, Fred? Oh, you mean you're going to Vermont?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
So soon?
It has to be sometime.
Of course.
How have you been, Judith?
What? Oh, fine.
Let's have a look at you. No headache?
None.
Been sleeping well?
Beautifully.
Appetite good?
Marvelous. You see? I know all the answers.
Good. Now stand with both feet together. Close your eyes. How's the balance?
Perfect.
I find nothing wrong.
There isn't. I rode today.
Oh. How'd it go?
How did it go? I wish I had a gift for words, Fred. For the first few minutes, I was tense. I couldn't forget that day when I crashed into the fence. I saw the whole thing happen again. And then my horse responded. I put him to a hedge. We cleared it beautifully. The fields lay clear and green before us. I was free. And what was better, I was myself again. Oh, Fred, how can I ever thank you?
Oh, don't let's talk of thanks.
I owe you so much.
I've been repaid 1,000 times for anything I've done. And I never want you to feel under any debt to me.
I think that's the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. Are you so generous to all your patients, Dr. Steele?
Judith, you know what I mean.
Oh, perhaps I do, and perhaps I don't. How much of what you say do you ever mean?
I mean that I care so much that I'll be ready to come to you halfway across the earth whenever you call me. Is that better?
You sound so serious.
Well, it was a serious speech.
It had such finality to it. Fred, what's disturbing you?
Nothing.
Yes, there is. Why do you choose just those words whenever you call me?
I was trying to fit the role you picked for me.
Well, you're not telling me the truth, but that's your privilege. I'll get it from you sometime. Perhaps later in the summer if I should see you.
What?
Well, you see, a real estate friend of mine told me last night that I ought to have a place in the mountains. And where do you think he suggested I buy a place? Vermont.
No, really?
Uh-huh. Maybe I'll buy it. Then I can come up once in a while and stand godmother to the babies you bring.
Well, I'll have to arrange for them to be born between your horse shows.
You think it's all nonsense, don't you? My interest in showing horses. But I love it, and I do it well. That's something, isn't it? Oh, I know. But what of the more serious side of life, my child? Oh, don't worry. That's coming, too, when I'm married.
Married?
Mm-hmm.
Are you thinking seriously of getting married?
Why not? Is it unnatural? Look at me. Is it so hard to think of me in love? What's the matter?
Nothing.
Fred, what's happened?
Nothing's happened.
What are you hiding from me?
Judith, why should I hide anything from you?
Oh, don't evade. You're trying to protect me from what?
I tell you, there's nothing.
That strange, solemn note that comes into your voice whenever we talk about me and my future. I've noticed it before.
You're imagining things.
Oh, don't lie, not to me. What's frightening you so?
Judith, you're frightening yourself.
Oh, I see. I see. This terrible thing in my brain is coming back. It is, isn't it? And this time it's going to... I'll die, won't I?
Judith.
I'm going to die. That's it, isn't it, Fred?